Morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. Welcome to the Hawaii Coffee Association's first virtual conference, annual membership meeting, and the 12th statewide cupping competition. My name is Chris Manfredi. I'm the president of the Hawaii Coffee Association, and I hereby call the meeting to order. 2019 was our 24th annual conference on Oahu. It was a great event featuring the first Hawaii Coffee Champs events. We were hoping and planning to build on that momentum, but COVID got in the way. It has for many of you. 2020 seems like a blur. We didn't host a live conference, rather we hosted a webinar that focused on COVID-19 relief. Like so many of you, the HCA is struggling to return to normal. So we'll reserve our 25th annual conference, hopefully in a live setting, where we can celebrate our 25th anniversary together. That will be a milestone that we're all looking forward to. I'd like to highlight our schedule and our presenters. We have a great lineup for you today and tomorrow. Our keynote speaker starts at 8:45. It's Emilio Lopez, multi-generational coffee farmer. I had a conversation or two with him a few weeks back, with our conference committee. And I expect you'll be able to share a lot of insights, particularly as it relates to living with coffee leaf rust. Following Emilio at 10:45, we have the Hawaii Department of Ag update. We'll be talking about SB 855, which is the subsidy program for coffee berry borer control and the addition of coffee leaf rust to that. To be talking about grading standards as well as other pesticide updates from the pesticide branch. Following that, and the final session today starts at 11:45. We'll have an update from University of Hawaii, College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resources, featuring Andrea Kawabata, who's our amazing extension agent, and Julie Coughlin, who focuses on the IR4 pesticide program. Tomorrow, I want to remind you to register for tomorrow's sessions, which are very important. Again, registration is free. We'll have the USDA PBARC team giving a series of presentations. PBARC is Pacific Basin Agriculture Research Center, focused primarily on coffee leaf rust, obviously. And then followed up at 10:15 with HARC, Hawaii Ag Research Center, giving a presentation in concert with the HCA, which is the Hawaii Coffee Growers Association, with their responses to coffee leaf rust. We'll follow up at 11:30 tomorrow with a company known as Anthology Marketing Group that we're working with. They'll be talking about social media marketing tips. And then a presentation at 12:45 with a new committee to the HCA, which is the Hawaii Coffee Association Cafe Collective, which focuses on coffee shops and cafes. That'll be led by Madeline Longoria Garcia and David Hall. And then followed by 1:45, we'll have your new board introduction, following the election results, which I'll get into shortly. And then the final session will be at 5 p.m., which will be our 12th annual cupping competition awards ceremony, led by Brittany Horn of Pacific Coffee Research. That's our schedule for the next 2 days. So as you can tell from that schedule and the speaker lineup, we're doing our best to respond to the needs of our industry. Many of the sessions are focused on coffee leaf rust. The HCA has been hosting weekly calls, almost weekly, for about 28 weeks, multi-agency calls among industry leaders so that our response is timely, well-planned, coordinated, and efficient. The recordings of all those calls are posted on our new website, as are numerous links for important industry support for primarily COVID relief and, again, coffee leaf rust. According to the USDA, the Hawaii coffee industry is ranked at $54 million. That's a conservative number, and it's ranked as Hawaii's second highest value crop. HCA is the only statewide commodity group that focuses on coffee. We have a duty and an important role in responding to these multi-layered crises. Our members are positioned throughout the supply chain, including farmers, processors, wholesalers, retailers, coffee shops, and the many businesses and organizations that supply and support us. While our primary focus has recently been on COVID recovery and coffee leaf rust, the underlying issues relating to regulations, marketing, quality assurance, and traceability still remain. Much of our work is volunteer driven. We urge you to get involved. While the board is the decision-making body as elected by you, there are lots of opportunities for members to get involved and contribute your skills to the organization that supports our industry and supports the many families that depend on it. I want to call your attention to your email inbox, where if you are a qualified member in good standing, you'll have received the link to a ballot. This year, we're having electronic balloting for the board of directors. Please access that link and cast your vote for up to 15 nominees. The voting opened at 8 o'clock and will close tomorrow, Friday, at 12:15 p.m. Hawaii time. That's tomorrow on Friday. The results of the new board election will be announced during the conference tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. I'd like to take a minute to add some recognition, special note of respect and gratitude to Hawaii's Department of Agriculture, the USDA, and the many researchers that give us technical assistance that help us remain in business. We have some of the finest researchers working on coffee right here in Hawaii. We're blessed to have them. Several of them will be speaking to our conference today and tomorrow. So again, please join us for those sessions and register for tomorrow. Again, it's free. As I said earlier, much of our work is done by volunteers. I'd like to recognize some of those, starting with our conference committee, Brittany Horn, Abigail Munoz, Dave Gridley, Julie Burden, Madeline Longoria Garcia, and Donna Woolley. Also serving on our nominating committee are Tom Greenwell as chair, Dave Bateman, and Dave Gridley. I'd like to also recognize our webmaster, Jonathan Seacrest, who does a lot of work behind the scenes. And newest addition to our team is Alec Kostenko, who's been retained by the HCA as an event coordinator. And she has fulfilled that role in terrific form and has exceeded all expectations. So we want to give a special thank you to Ala for her great work throughout the year. I want to take a moment to recognize the outgoing board. Those being Tom Greenwell as Vice President, representing Greenwell Farms, Donna Woolley as Treasurer, representing Island Sun Coffee, Brittany Horn as Secretary, representing Pacific Coffee Research, myself, Chris Manfredi, as President, representing Ka'u Farm and Ranch Company. Those are the officers. The Board of Directors also includes Heavenly Hawaiian Farms, represented as Dave Bateman, Kauai Coffee Company, represented as Fred Cowell, Maui Oma Coffee Roasting Company, represented by Maria Holmes, Hawaii Agricultural Research Center, HARC, represented by Julie Burden, Honolulu Coffee Company, represented by Tyler Zimmer, the Kona Coffee Farmers Association, represented by Suzanne Schreiner, Monarch Coffee, represented by Abby Munoz, Hawaii Coffee Growers Association, the HCGA, represented by Kimo Falconer. Thank you to Kimo for all his many contributions. Ka'u Coffee Mill is represented by Lou Danielle. Maui Coffee Association is represented by Dave Gridley. And the Curb is represented by Ross Uehara Tilton. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our sponsors. We've got a great slate of sponsors this year. A lot of people stepped up to support the HCA. The conference typically also serves as a fundraising event for the HCA so that we can continue our mission. And not having a live conference eliminated the possibility of a trade show and made having things like a silent auction a little bit more difficult to execute. So really appreciate the efforts of these sponsors, the contributions of these sponsors to help HCA so that we can fulfill our mission. First and foremost of those is the Hawaii Department of Agriculture, their specialty product promotion program. Hawaii Department of Agriculture has supported us unwaveringly year after year. We certainly appreciate the support from its chair, Phyllis Shimabukuro Geyser, and the head of their marketing department, Sharon Hurd. Thank you to the Department of Ag for your unwavering support. Our platinum sponsors are Monarch Coffee, Savor Brands, Tricar Braun, and Greenwell Farms. Thank you. Our gold sponsors are Satake, Kona Hills, and RCIS. We rounded out with our silver sponsors, Green Flash Coffee and Maui Grown Coffee. Thank you for all stepping up to help support the HCA at this critical time. Please visit all those sponsors. They're linked on our website. The schedule is on our website. The ballot is in your inbox. And I just want to thank you again for joining us for this virtual conference. We thank you for your patience as we've tried to adapt to COVID and coffee leaf rust. I want to thank again to all our volunteers, sponsors, and supporters, and to all of our members. And I will end with saying that it's been my honor to serve as your president. I appreciate the work that's done in this organization. I understand how vitally important it is to the survival of our industry. I thank you. So with that, enjoy the show. Hope to see you all soon in a live setting. Aloha.